Alright, so I am going to make a quick little video on my ABGs, on the ABG, sorry. Okay, so we're first going to start off with, this is what I normally start off with. I also make sure to write down this, because this is going to help me out once I, once I'm done. The CO3 is metabolic, and this one is respiratory. Alright, so now, when we're gonna start, okay, we start. So the pH is, 7.35 to 7.45, and anything that's above 7.45 is basic, aka alkalosis. Anything that's below 7.35 is acidosis. And when we do PaCO2, normal range is 35 to 45. And with this one, it's a little different. It's actually the opposite for this one. If it's less than 35, it's going to be alkalosis or basic. If it's above 45, then it's going to be acidic or, yeah. And then the next one is HCO3, which is 22 to 26. And this one's the same thing as a pH. It should be, anything below is acidic, anything above is basic. So the only thing that you gotta make sure that you do, that you memorize, is this one, the PaCO2. Because that one is the opposite. So you gotta make sure you're aware of that. The next thing you do is you do your chart. I do this chart and I make sure that it goes in this order because this is the order that it needs to go in to be solved correctly. And then I write down the normal, that pH scale, pH scale there, and the normal range here, and anything above, alkalosis, anything below, acidosis. Alright. So now we have two problems here that we're going to solve. We have pH 7.10. So when we look here, this is below range, right? It's not within range, so it's going to be, it's actually going to be acidosis, right? So in our chart here, in our grid, we put a pH right here because it's acidosis, right? It's below 7.35. The PaCO2, we go over here and it's 46. So 46 is actually above the normal range, and it's acidosis because it's above 45. So when we go on our grid, we put a PaCO2 under acidosis because it's acidosis. And it's not within normal range, so we put that there. And then we go with HCO3. So now we go back to our chart, and the normal range is 22 to 26. It is within normal range, so it's normal, right? So we just put HCO3 there, and that's good. So now we look at our grid, and I'm like, okay, so which one of the columns has more, more words written in it? That's how I would put it in. What column has it? Look at them by columns. Don't do the diagonal or the horizontal. You're always looking at this by column. So this column has more, right, than this. So we cross it out, and now we look at this, right? We have a pH that is acidic, right, because it's under acidic, and we have PaCO2. So now what is PaCO2? So we look over here that we wrote in the beginning, CO2. CO2 is respiratory. Respiratory acidosis. It's under acidosis. So this one would actually be respiratory acidosis, right? And that's how we solve that one. This one, I'm going to leave it for you guys to solve. And I will have the answer posted in the comments. But this is basically how you do ABGs.